Sirraheem opens up on music journey, Teni collaboration and upcoming single. Fast-rising Afrobeat artist Sirraheem, born Raheem Okoya, has shared insight into his music journey in an interview with HIPTV. The singer spoke about his musical journey, creative evolution, and his upcoming collaboration with award-winning singer Teni. He revealed that his music journey began in group formations. He was previously part of 2 music groups aiming to make people happy through music. He stated, during his university years, he collaborated with fellow artists, refining his sound and creative approach. Describing his music as innovative, versatile, and boundary-pushing, Siraheem said his songs reflect the continuous growth of Afrobeats globally. "I'm extremely innovative and versatile. Afrobeats is expanding and we're matching that energy," he explained. He added that his tracks are designed to connect emotionally and create happiness for listeners. He also discussed his upcoming single with Teni, providing a detailed look at how the collaboration came together. DJ Yosa called me and told me he had a song for me. I called my producer and we went into the studio and Teni jumped on it. Sirraheem said his relationship with Teni predates the current collaboration. "I've known Teni for a while and I admired her work." He said he credited Teni for supporting him during a difficult period. "She checked up on me when I was down. That meant a lot." On the release of the single, Sirraheem added, "I don't want to rush it. I can't wait for people to hear it. People will be surprised. It's coming out in the next 2 months." Looking ahead, Sirraheem shared the artist he hopes to collaborate with. "Every artist is inspiring. Being versatile makes me want to work with them. The first 5 are Thames, Ira Star, Rema, and outside Nigeria, Chris Brown, and lastly, Odell," he said. He also revealed his 5-year vision for his career. "At least I would have 2 projects out this year and my album in 2027. I should have won Headies Next Rated Award and be touring around Europe and Nigeria." So Raheem has not revealed the title or exact release date of his collaboration with award-winning singer Teni, but he promises the single will surprise fans when it drops in the coming months.
Like how I started music was when I was in secondary school. We would form we had fun days. We had a thing called anti-bullying week, numeracy week, literacy week. So me and my friends, we were like, oh, we want to make people happy. We want to create a vibe. We want to add a bit of spice to our assemblies. So we literally we pull up, we'd make a song about whatever the occasion was at that time, and then we go up and perform it in front of the whole school. And it was super dope. The crowd would cheer, the headmaster would get involved. It was the whole thing. And we were called the troublemakers. That's what we called ourselves. Because at the time it was just cool. You know what I mean? And then so we'd do that. We'd sing. We did 5 different shows. No, music is not easy. You cannot cheat music. And if you, like anything in life, if you cheat, the results will show. You know what I mean? So you have to put a lot of time into this. It's not a joke. You have to give respect to the music, respect to the industry, respect to the producers. You have to be willing to learn, you know what I mean? And it's not cheap, you know what I mean? I invest my own money into music, I'm not funded by anybody, when I started. And everything that I'm doing now behind the scenes, I had to build that. There was no real support system or structure. I was just a boy that wanted to do something. I don't even think my parents knew I did music for so long. So I think every artist is inspiring. I think you can learn from every artist. I think every artist is dope in their own way. And being versatile, it allows me to see the beauty in any artist. First 5, for sure, Thames. I think Thames is amazing. I think she's one of the leading women in this generation. I think her sound is so unique. Second, I would say Ira Star. I mean, you cannot not mention Ira Star. She's amazing, super talented and beautiful. Number 3, I would say Rema. I think, these are the guys that push the boundaries out of Nigeria, so you can't ignore them. Interesting one. I say Chris Brown. I've been a Chris Brown fan my whole life. I think he's super amazing, super dope. Lastly, I'd say Odell. He's like a British artist. I'd say he's super interesting. I listen to his music a lot, so he's a dope guy. I've actually known Teni for a while, since Uyo Mayor and Case. She was always a friend of the family. My family, we love Teni. So, meeting her as a little kid, I was super inspired by what she was doing. That's when we met. And then, years down the line, when I first dropped my song, Babbage Syndrome, she called me and she was like, she actually called me after Credit Salah dropped. And the whole situation at the time, with the I wouldn't say the EFCC, but you guys know what happened. So she called me and she was like, "Oh, keep your head up, kid. Like, you're a real one." You like, she just gave me a lot of advice, and it was at that time I needed it. You know, I was in a real dark place, and Teni, she spoke to me, gave me her time. She was checking up on me, texting me, which I felt was so real from her. And then she came to my house. You know, we had some food, we discussed, we talked. She even dropped a verse for me that night on 2 different songs. I'm telling you, it was super amazing. And she didn't have to do that. You know, she was traveling like the next day. The next day I checked the story, she was literally in Iceland. You know what I mean? But for her to make that effort, it meant a lot. And then for this particular record, actually, so there's this DJ. His name is Yosa. He's pretty, you know, in the alternative scene. He's a pretty dope DJ. So he reached out to me and he was like, "Oh, we have this song, and we just think you're the perfect fit for the song. And you know, it embodies who you are, your character, your nature." And I was interested, you know, I was curious, like, okay, send me the song. And then I heard it. And so Teni was on the record. And then I heard it, I was like, yo, this is a hit. I need to, that same day, I called my producer, I said, "But boy, maybe you enter a studio like this, I need to, as it's hot, as the iron is hot, we gas, that's too long." So we done that verse, and then, you know, when Teni heard it, she was like, "Guy, Raheem." She said, "Raheem, guy, I need to use spots for this song. Guy, Raheem, no, we go drop him. Right." Like, her energy, you know, she even gingered me. So, you know, shooting the video was no issue. She came through to the crib. She was so, you know, she spent her time. She had 2 shows that night, and she still posted up. You know, she did everything she had to do. You know, showed us she's been showing love since day one. So, you know, I think Teni's a real one. You know, when you bring the fire, the passion, you know, the excitement of Teni, the entertainer, and you're bringing the swag, the finesse, you know, the raw rap of Sirraheem, you know, it's a combination that cannot fail in God's hands. But if I had to guess, you know, I would think that I would have, at least this year, I should have had 2 projects out. My album should have been out by 2027. So with these things, I think I should have been touring in Europe somehow, some shape or form. I should have done my Nigerian tour as well. I should have had a couple of hit singles. You know, I definitely should have had that Next Rated Headies. I think the Headies Next Rated is mine. So whatever year I get it, you know, I leave it to you guys. But no, for sure. I think the next 5 years, just hope for great things, man. I've got a project coming out this year, and it's coming out in a couple months. I'm super excited. I think it's a really great project, a great album, a great tape. You know, we spent a lot of time working on this. We spent the last year working on this. You know, working in the studio, building my craft, working with, you know, different producers, experimenting, building my team. You know, so a lot of music we have right now in the vault. You know, over 100 records. You know, so this project is so special to me. You know, and the lead song coming out, you know, in a couple days with Teni the Entertainer. You know, this is a super special record. It's, you know, it's a career-defining record, I think, for sure. It's, you know, it's a magical one. It's really a vibe. It's a hit. It's a guaranteed hit. So I'm looking forward to that. You know, this song, the project coming out in a couple months, the subsequent project I have as well coming out later in the year. You know, these are things I'm looking forward to for sure.